both introduce ourselves.
Okay.
So,
I'm Louise Collis, I'm a landscape painter. I do
Yeah.
most of my work outdoors, so I'm usually found on a hillside or a beach, sat outside painting, whatever the weather.
yeah.
And then I bring them back to my studio here in Abergavenny to finish off and display them, and it's just nice to have a space.
Yeah. This is a really good space, isn't it?
It's fantastic. Yeah,
I'll do an introduction to myself. Hello, I'm Catherine Wynne-Paton. I'm a fine artist and I love sitting inside people's studios and having in conversations. So my first question is, what was your first experience of landscape painting?
Well, it was probably in foundation, my art foundation course, and they really encourage us to get out and paint outside, even taping down big sheets of paper to a pavement and drawing with charcoal on steep rows of terrace houses, and so much so that if you drop the charcoal and it started rolling down the street, you were never going to catch it up again. It was that steep.
Oh wow.
And they encouraged us to get outside if it was raining, if it was
Literally
snow on the ground,
all
weathers, just experience it. It doesn't matter what you come back with, as long as you've
gone and done
you've done something.
Yeah.
When I went to do my degree then, which was actually in illustration, I'd always try and twist my briefs so that I'd be painting outdoors. In some
That was
way.
your starting point. So then, when did colour come into your work?
I've always loved colour.
Yeah.
Absolutely always loved colour. I struggle sometimes with black and white, and the colour always creeps in.
Yeah, you just can't.
Can't help
it's
it.
irresistible.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah, as looking at your work, you can see why.
Yeah. Well, it's a colourful place out there.
It is.
And some people think the landscape is just browns and greys, but it's really not.
No.
And it changes all the time, so why wouldn't you want to show that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are these part of your year-long one-a-day series?
Some of them are, yes.
Some,
yeah. I painted outdoors every day for a year.
Yeah.
All this size, which was 8" by 6". All done outside. Tiny little tweaks back in the studio, but the important thing was to make sure that I did it every day.
Yeah, that was challenging
It
through
was.
kind of colds and bad weather.
But that was fantastic, because when the weather is bad, it changes everything. When there's snow on the ground, the same mountains that you've been painting the week before looked completely different.
Yeah.
So when the snow came, it was fantastic.
And there's something about struggling against the elements.
It is,
or just any kind of challenge, that if it's too easy, you always think there's something wrong.
That's right. The best paintings were the paintings that I did when I had a time restriction.
Yes.
So I'd left it too late in the day.
Oh, this one keeps catching my eye.
Right,
Is it slightly stuck, actually? Yeah.
There we go.
Should we show it? Show it to the camera. Yeah, where was this one?
Yeah, that's Castle Meadows in Abergavenny, so just down the road from the studio. It was absolutely glorious evening. I think I was sat there for about an hour and a half doing this one, and it was only in the last stages that the light was just perfect.
It doesn't last for long at that magic point.
No.
You just have to intensely look, don't you? Getting your camera out just always spoils it.
Yeah, the sea was just crashing over these rocks, and it must have been early October. The last days in October. No, I'm just going to say that.
you give to another artist from your perspective?
Oh, just don't worry about it. Just get out there and do it.
Yeah. Just keep making work.
Keep making work. If you're going to go outdoors painting, keep your kit really small. Be quite unobtrusive, not obvious. Don't take a big easel because people will come over and talk to you all the time.
Yes.
Find a nice bench with a great view and just sketch or paint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was painting in North Wales a few years ago, the light had been absolutely beautiful, but then it'd gone grey, and I was just finishing off my painting, and the hills were lit up, and they were a lovely colour of purples and reds and blues, absolutely gorgeous. But by the time I'd finished, it completely changed and had gone grey, and somebody came over and said, "Oh, you've taken a lot of artistic licence there."
Oh,
a lot, and walked on.
People say the funniest things, don't they? They have not like understood that it was like that.
It was like that
was
3 hours
that,
ago when I
started.
started.
And you were painting from memory.
That's right, absolutely.
You saw that straight away when you
I got
started.
the light and the colour in really quickly, and then I was spending the rest of my time correcting the shapes and trying to get the feel across while still retaining the image that I had
memory.
of it.
That's really quite challenging. You must have a really strong visual memory.
And
once you've been, once you've been to a place and you've started painting or drawing, actually the very action of physically painting and drawing, it somehow fixes that further, doesn't it?
Yes.
Why do you paint landscapes?
I absolutely love it. And I can't believe that I've managed to make it my life now.
Yeah.
I've always loved painting and drawing.
Yeah.
And I've always loved the landscape and living in a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And I always feel the need to paint a beautiful view. I can't just look at the view.
Do you end up feeling more connected to where you are when you're painting?
I do, yes. Yeah, because I'm looking at it and studying it for so long, and I notice the changes. I feel like I know it. I'm never disappointed by coming back home and painting around the mountains and the broken beacons. Yeah.
There's always something different to notice, no matter how often. Even if you went back to the same spot repeatedly, it would change so much.
Always changing, and the clouds are constantly evolving, and they cast shadows onto the hillsides.
Yeah.
There's always something different to see.
But what would be your dream project?
What would you do?
If
thinking about it, I think I'd love to just travel around the whole coast of Great Britain and paint the sea and paint the mountains that fall down to the sea.
Yeah.
I'd like to spend months just travelling with my painting kit, and of course I end up going up to the Scottish Islands, which would be fantastic, and out to the Outer Hebrides, and I've never been to these places, so that would be great.
Yeah.
And it would be a nice route.
And you could do some of the islands, the Scottish islands on your way.
I'd catch a ferry.
You could paint on the ferry.
I could paint on the ferry.
Moving, maybe.
That would be a dream project to do, but it would take months.
It would take
possibly even years. So what inspires you about working as an artist?
I think my curiosity. I'm just endlessly curious about everything around me.
Yeah.
So the way I work, at the moment I'm particularly interested by the surface of things, of the land, but also the surface of, say, the canvas I'm working on, and the texture. But I'm also, I call it listening. I don't know whether it gets across what I'm actually doing, but it's a little bit like excavation, listening to the surface, being attuned to something that's somehow surfacing. Yeah. I need to have a link with where I am, a bit like you. I need some kind of link to the landscape, so that's why I was doing a Culadak project nearby, because I'm relatively new here. By everybody else's terms, being here 23 years, which is not... you're still a newcomer apparently, and I've only been here 3, so the connection with the place, with the people and the place.
And you seem to like working collaborative as well.
I do really enjoy collaborating with people, so it's really important for me, the ideas, to know people, to know the place. It's actually the combination. It's not just it's that. I know. I'm sure there's a word for it, but I don't know what it is.
Curiosity.
Curiosity is my underlying characteristic, perhaps.
Yeah. Thanks for visiting the studio.